So thank you all for participating. And Rocky, did you have a question?
Aren't you an ambassador?
Oh, yeah, so is Studerus. Yeah, North American OpenStack Ambassadors. Yeah, that's one of those titles you don't get to outrun, even though we've both probably tried several times. That doesn't, people are like, oh, congratulations. I'm like, okay, thanks. No, we care about this community a lot, so we've got that title. But it's been a really great community. And we love where this community has come from and is going to. It's, the last OpenStack Summit was such a good validation point of how the conversation has gone from just the technology and the different projects and developing on those projects to actually conversations about use cases and business problems that we're trying to solve and which communities have to come together in order to solve those problems. And there's a lot of communities that come together to solve those problems. This is a very, very big push for OpenStack. Edge computing is super hot, and you had a lot of folks, particularly in the telcos, talking about this. Also IoT, right? We've those cars that Michael Richmond was talking about. Well, when is the container going to be run in the car? Where's Michael? Is going to answer that? I mean, at some point, right? The car is going to be running the container if it's not already, and he's nodding. So there's a lot of great use cases here for our technology, and there's a lot of ways that you can contribute. And what did I just do? OpenStack and containers. If today wasn't a validation point, for those of you that have been with us all day, show of hands, who's been here from the morning? Oh, you're troopers, you beautiful people. Thank you for taking the day off work. Yes, thank you. So OpenStack and containers has been a big theme of this user group. And I get asked that question all the time, why'd you change the name of the user group? Well, we've done, I don't know, how many meetups on Docker, Mesos, 19 on Kubernetes. So we just feel like the conversation has changed, and OpenStack is totally on board with that. They're part of that change. These are a lot of the communities that are being embraced, and that we're all working with. We're all working together to solve those business problems, to really tackle those use cases that you guys need. So I see a lot of people pulling out phones and taking pictures of this slide, so I'm going to let you do that. I think it's an important slide too. And by the way, all these slides are on openstack.org. They put a lot of time into these things, and you can get all these. So I'm going fast because I know you can download these things and get all this information later. Maybe I should stand closer to that. Anyway, these are some of the use cases in the new markets that we're addressing, and we've kind of already talked about that. These are the new projects at OpenStack just this year, or that the community has released, and OpenStack has been a part of that. Kata Containers, again, big show today. That was probably the first project that wasn't an OpenStack project that the OpenStack Foundation is hosting. So that was super exciting when that was launched at KubeCon in December, and it was just version 1.0 in Vancouver at the summit. So that one of my personal favorites. So again, 8 years, super happy about that. Up to 10 million cores, if I'm doing my math right. The OpenStack user surveys are actually fascinating to read if you guys get a chance. They often publish the results in Super User Magazine. And of those 10 million, 71 will be in production in the next 12 months. So pretty decent numbers, right? I don't know how she did it. She lobbied, she went around, and just maybe she voted multiple times. Maybe there was vote fixing, but Rocky managed to get the next release named after her. So everybody give Rocky a hand. Woo! I have to admit, I also voted for Rocky because she's just one of my favorite members of the community. So why wouldn't you? That just was no-brainer. No-brainer. So that's getting released in August, and this is apparently a really big deal if you're like HPC. So there's a lot of cool stuff coming out in the future. Because I absolutely love my sister in the Netherlands, Rain Leander, who had sponsored your cupcakes today. I don't think we're ready for dessert yet, but you'll see some really cute cupcakes. I think we did the owl. Am I right, Studerus? Do we do the owl on some of the cupcakes, or just RDO? Or I think there's a variety of designs. Yeah. The reason I'm talking about this is because I'm making Red Hat references and triple O references if you're reading the small print. And Rain couldn't make it because she lives in the Netherlands and had twins in the last year. But she's lovely, and she supports this community even from the Netherlands. And the cupcakes are sponsored by Red Hat tonight. So yay for Red Hat and cupcakes. Yes. So now you know what all the cute little things on the cupcakes will be. lots of public cloud providers around the world, and people always talk about, how come OpenStack isn't part of like the 3 biggest clouds? And we just go, well, you need to get outside of the US because, you hear all these references, especially in Europe, how OpenStack is the David Hasselhoff of technology. He's like huge in Germany. He can't even walk down the street, but in the US, no one can even mention one of his songs, including me. People are like, the Baywatch guy? But yeah, he can't walk down the streets in Germany. OpenStack is really, really, really big in other parts of the world. So there's your David Hasselhoff reference. I got to credit Monty Taylor for that one. So there is a lot of public clouds running OpenStack around the world. And hey, shout out to, hopefully we see you all in Berlin. I think the call for papers ends on the 17th. Do you happen to know? 17th of this month, July 17th. So please submit your abstract, and we want to see you all in Berlin. And I think I've already mentioned most of the technology. So this is how you can give Kata a try, and okay, no phones, no pictures. And then this is how you can get involved and you can contribute. And I'm just super excited to have run the first ever Kata meetup. I ran the first ever Istio meetup. I ran the first ever Zool meetup. I really try to stay ahead of the technology and bring you guys the cutting edge stuff. Sometimes the demos don't work. Sometimes Katacoda doesn't work. Sometimes there's a kludgy. Sometimes but that's the beauty of a live demo. So today we got to do the first ever Kata containers meetup, and I was super excited about that. So who did the Kata lab? Are the Intel folks here? Oh, okay. Well, thank you so much to Intel for contributing Kata containers, and then also for agreeing to do the first ever Kata meetup and to let our user group and your user group showcase it. So that was super awesome. And Zool is another one of my favorites. We did the first ever Zool meetup about 1.5 years ago, and it was just Jim Blair had kind of thought it all up, and then the folks from IBM were presenting it, and he sort of sneaks in the back, and he was a red hat, and he's just like watching this and this beautiful thing unfold, and it's actually a super, super cool project. So I hope I put how to get involved in Zool. Yeah. Definitely check this one out if you haven't. I'll try to get the team back to do another meetup because actually it's a really cool project. It's very good stuff. CI/CD realized. Another how you get involved, yes, pictures, take them. Again, all these slides are on openstack.org, and I think that's my last slide. So again, I just want to say thanks for a great 8 years. Thank you guys. It's not a community without a community. So it's you guys that make it happen. Thanks for coming to all the meetups. Thanks for, dealing with our technical difficulties when we have them. And thanks to wonderful people like Lou, the folks at Intel for hosting this, Robert Cathy for flying all the way out from Tennessee, and our customers like Neo, Michael Richmond, and other folks coming to speak, Tony from Red Hat. Thanks everybody. And you're going to